Now we review the film Paranormal Encounters, or Side Project, or Ghost Project, or 3 titles? Was this made in Italy in like the 80s? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I have seen kind of an odd movie called, I believe the version I had was called Ghost Project. It also does apparently go by Side Project and Paranormal Encounters. So it is the story of a group of college misfits in a super nerd college who discover an old laboratory with some strange technology that permits people to see ghosts. They then adapt that technology to a more modern function, allowing it to work with VR and make it less clunky. And of course, you know, this is a horror movie, so you can guess. Alright, so for every 1,000 subscribers, I got to purchase one of these bracelets here from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. I am trying to make the world better. And I'm failing, but I am trying. So you can all help me try by commenting in the comments down below, or at least hitting that like button. I mean, the more people see my videos, the more money I will make, and hopefully I will actually be able to afford some of these bracelets sometime. Anyway, so the first thing to understand about this project is that it is not terribly accurate to ghost hunting. And I mean, that's kind of a mixed bag, because you have random idiots who go out and sleep in an abandoned building or something, and they use a Ouija board and whatever have you, to actual ghosts experts who classify ghosts into 3 categories, and you know, they have various techniques that they've researched. You know, they're using microphones without filters so that they can pick up whatever strange noises are happening, and so on and so forth. This movie acknowledges a little bit, just a little bit, of the actual science, so to speak, of ghost hunting. And believe it or not, there is a name for this other than ghost hunting. It is called parapsychology. And in, you know, the real version of it, we talk about phantoms, not ghosts, phantoms. Why are we talking about phantoms? Because a ghost is presuming that you're dealing with a person that is no longer alive but yet still exists. A phantom is dealing with an anomaly of some kind. Okay, we don't know what kind of a thing this is. We just know it is there. Therefore, it is a phantom. And like, there's a class 1 phantom, which is an imprint. Okay? Class 1 phantoms are like, if you take a photograph and there's a ghost in the photograph, that is a class 1 phantom. Why is it a class 1 phantom? Because it doesn't move, it doesn't change, it is just there. Alright? You see something, it's odd, it may or may not mean something. Now, a class 2 phantom is a recording. Like, there's old forts where they see soldiers marching on the battlements, okay? These are recordings. The same thing happens over and over and over again. It is a recording. There's no evidence that this thing can interact with you. It is just a recording. And I mean, there have been evidence of sound, for example, being recorded by sandstone. It's a natural phenomenon. So, this is not a ghost. It's just a phantom. It is a recording of someone. Some say that it would be a mental photograph, but that's a class 2 phantom. And then there's a class 3 phantom, which is also referred to as a true haunting. And this is, you have an intelligence, something that reacts to your presence. You can ask it questions and it answers you. This is a class 3 phantom. And again, we don't call it a ghost because we have no scientific way of saying, okay, this is the intelligence of Ed Smith, who was, we don't know that. We can't prove that. So it's about the speculation and the science. Now, there are people that say, well, science would just reject this. No, science would not just reject this. That is silly, but that's not this movie. Now, so back to the movie. Excuse my tangent. One of the things about this film is that it does teach you the lesson of be honest. Don't try to hide the past, because the past will come back to quite literally haunt you. And that is a big part of the central conflict of this story, because apparently this technology pisses off ghosts, and they counteract that, but hey, it's a horror movie, and a horror movie's got a horror movie. So there's that. And the acting in this film is not bad by any means, but it is not all that great. It is not like stellar. The actors are probably doing the best they can with what they have in the limited time frame, but you're not going to watch this movie and say, gee, I want to see those people in a lot more films. You're going to say, well, those are competent actors. I hope they get more roles. And, hopefully they're given something with a little more body next time. And that's one of those things about movies, obviously, is that, they should be character driven. If they're not character driven, they are visually driven. And, I guess some could say, well, they're story driven. Like Fantasia is a visually driven piece of work, but it does have interior stories. It would still be your visual. The visuals are what drive the story. The visuals are what permit you to continue watching, because these are segments that are unrelated. A story driven, like if you had, kind of the film AI, which takes place over thousands of years, that is more story driven because the characters are never very strong in that. But moving forward, this particular story, it should have had stronger characters. The characters are defined well enough, and the story itself, it does take a clear stance. In this universe, ghosts are real, okay? But it does also acknowledge that by the concept of science, regardless of what you believe, you don't call a ghost unless you have proof that it's a ghost. Anyway, so yeah, look, where I'm going with this is that this film, being an independent film and being a lower budget film, it still belongs in the upper middle of your watch list. It is a solid film with a lot of good points and some bad points, but primarily good points. So if I were you, if I came across this, I would watch this movie. I would support these filmmakers because they're only going to get better. Quite frankly, they're probably going to get better with more experience, and I'd really like to see that. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Tell in the comments below. I'm Richard. Greetings, humanity. Once again, Fred the Facehugger here, reminding you to comment, like, and subscribe. And of course you should do that because, if you look, I am wearing 2 bracelets. These bracelets are from 4Ocean, a company that pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time somebody buys something from them. Well, the owner of this channel has pledged to buy 1 bracelet for every 1,000 subscribers. And it's a very, very dirty ocean that you dirtied. So you should help him out and comment, like, and subscribe. Therefore, having him more subscribers so that he can buy more bracelets and clean that ocean. Or, I could fulfill my life cycle and hug your face. Don't you want a hug? Come over here. I want to give you a hug. I want to give you a hug right now. Yes, come over here, polluting human. Let me give you a hug.